All right. Good evening, Africa. Good evening, all of our partners in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Namibia, in Eswatini, our global partners that have also joined with us. We're so excited to be on this call and to have the privilege and the honor to have this amazing couple here with us. In fact, we feel right now in this room that they are in Africa. All right. So we're so excited to be on this call. Our market is one that is growing. And as our market is growing and expanding, we want to be able to have this opportunity on these success calls to have leaders like Tim Sales and Laura, his beautiful wife, to see for ourselves that there are partners that are making it. There are success stories. And this become for us like a motivating factor to propel us to the kind of growth that we're looking forward to in 2024. So allow me to be able to share some bio on this amazing couple, Tim and Laura Sales. All right. In fact, when I saw the bio, I was like, wow, no, I don't think this bio does them justice, but I'm just going to read just an intro before I introduce this amazing couple. Now, let me give you a little bio about Tim. Tim joined network marketing in 1989 while he was in U.S. Navy Special Operations. And within 5 years, his income rose to over 6 figures per month. When he retired, he wrote a brilliant compensation, and this compensation was downloaded over 44 million times. So he's a generic consultant to over 200 network marketing companies and leaders. He's a teacher at the University of Illinois at Chicago. He has been interviewed by Larry King and Great Cardone and quoted in the Wall Street Journal in Washington. He started building again in 2011, and he and his team have amassed over $1 billion in sales with 57 million in 7 years. He's a speaker with the Business for Home organization. He's the owner and creator of Marketing Power YouTube channel. Remember that Yolandi was mentioning earlier on the call that if you go to his channel on YouTube and Instagram, his social media pages, there's so much to learn from Tim Sales. All right. And Laura is beautiful, beautiful and amazing wife. Prior to working with Tim in network marketing, had a successful career in corporate marketing. She is a certified fitness nutrition specialist. What an amazing opportunity to have her on this call. And she's a founder of 3X Weight Loss for Women and helping thousands of women get healthy. That's what we're all about, helping people. She focuses on social selling and teaching social media strategy. She's also a busy stay-at-home mom. So Tim and Laura are honored to be founders, members of the Founders Club. They're also on the Partner Council for North America and are ranked in the top 100 power rankers. Together with Tim and Laura, they are proud parents of two beautiful sons, and they reside in the mountains of Park City, Utah, on their beautiful farm property, along with their dogs and cats and goats and chicken, and just living their dream. How amazing is that? And so, Tim, we're so honored this evening to have this super amazing and power couple who would address us shortly. You're welcome, Tim and Laura Sales.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Is your name really Blessing? Is that what your parents named you?
Yes, it is.
What a great name. You're a blessing.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's so awesome to see you all here. Thank you for being here. It is my honor to communicate with you and impart some of the experiences that I've had. And, you know, I would love to hear from every one of you. So make sure that you talk in the chat to let me know what you want to know and what you want to learn. And we're just completely blessed to have found PartnerCo, and it has very much enriched our lives. You know, my favorite thing that you said, Blessing, was that my wife gets to say home, right? So most of the pictures that I take is maybe our son has a cold or doesn't feel well and he doesn't want to go to school, and so she's laying on the couch with my son. Those are the pictures that I take most often. And so because I know that that is one of the primary reasons that we love PartnerCo, is that we have that freedom, and I want it for everybody. We feel as though that that more mothers should spend more time with their kids, and dads too, because it's just vital for a good raising of a family. And so, so all of these things are what we love.
Yeah, just the like Tim mentioned, just the lifestyle that we're able to create because of PartnerCo. We're just so grateful for. There's many different things nowadays that people can do to work from home. So it's not just about being able to work from home, but it's the opportunity in network marketing to have a team and to have the leverage and to have the residual income that allows you to take the breaks when you need to, or take the kids on vacation when you need to. And you just have that leverage and that freedom to create the lifestyle of your dreams, with this business and really with this company. And so we're really excited about where PartnerCo is going. We're really excited about what's happening worldwide in all of the markets. We're really excited to get to know you guys more, and find out how we can serve you guys more to help you have the success that you all dream of and that you all want. So yeah, we're just excited to go through our presentation today. This is a presentation that Tim does most of the time when he's asked to speak, and he gets such great feedback about it. So we're going to go through that presentation, and then just let us know in the chat if you have any specific questions for us.
Awesome. That works for us.
Is it okay if I share my slides?
Please go ahead.
Okay. All right. So a lot of people. All right, I got a lot of presentations up here.
Yeah. I think it's
That's yeah. Okay. All right. So a lot of people are familiar, perhaps, with the U.S. military, and when you say special operations, a lot of times people don't understand that. And so I joined the Navy in 1980, and I found that it was a bit boring in the regular Navy. I did a lot of travel on the ships, and but I happened to see some people who were diving on the side of the ship, and I said, "Hey, I want to be one of those." And so I got into special operations, which was skydiving, deep sea diving, and guerrilla warfare. Over here, this is in the Gulf of Oman. This is in the Persian Gulf. And I would do deep sea diving and defusing bombs. So if you look at this face right here, that is not a very happy man. He's not fun. He's missing things, right?
Doesn't look very social.
Yeah, he's not very social. And I wasn't, to be truthful. I was at that time being in the bomb squad and defusing bombs and stuff like that. And so there was a point in time when I decided that I wanted to have a family, but I knew that there was no woman on planet Earth that would want a guy who did this for a living. Because I literally was kicking in doors and people shooting at me and me shooting at them. And it was just not a good fit. You know, I would never tell my wife what I would do if I was doing that. And so I decided that I needed to get out of the military, and that was a tough decision. And this is something that I want to impart to everybody, because I think everybody has this same journey. And that journey is that you have become something in whatever you started to do. And so I had become very elite in this program. And then to think that I'm going to throw all of that away, it feels like it's a waste. But it was something that I didn't want to do anymore. And that means I had to become somebody else. And a lot of times people get stuck in their old identity, and it prevents them from being able to create a new identity. And especially I was moving from this slide into skincare. Okay. I was going to be selling skincare. And so that would be the most opposite move I could have ever made. And you can imagine 2 years I was in the military, but also in network marketing and selling skincare. And you can imagine the amount of joking that all of my friends were pointed at me. They're laughing at me because I had become a skincare salesperson. And so, and a lot of times your old friends are pushing you back to your old identity. And it's very, very troublesome sometimes to try to crawl out of that old identity. And so I just want you to be aware of it for what it is. You have a dream, you have an idea, and your old identity is telling you no, and you can't do that. You don't know how to do that. And your friends are telling you, why are you doing that? You know, why are you doing that? And so there's a whole lot that's holding you back, but you are senior to all of that. You're the one that decides, I'm moving forward. And so I did. And so, as Blessing said in my bio, is that in 5 years of work, I had retired for 18 years with a residual income. And that 18 years, I did nothing with the business that I built. I began to consult other companies in network marketing. After I came out with this video, Brilliant Compensation, I have an old replica of it up there. There's
I don't think it's a replica. It's the actual.
Yeah, it's nobody has the TV to put this in anymore. so it's it was fun.
A relic.
It's a relic. And so I wrote that video really just out of, like, I just couldn't even believe that I had in 5 years utterly changed my life. And I felt as though that everybody should know this industry and learn to do it, because it is the greatest industry that I have ever seen. And even today, I am in, like, we've been in different mastermind groups and wealthy people and stuff like that. And, they'll say, well, we have 300 employees. And I'm like, yeah, I would never want that job. And so it's just the greatest industry in the world. And so there's Larry King. I did an interview with him. There's Grant Cardone. He's has a show called Network Marketing Moguls. And then I consulted a couple of hundred network marketing companies. And that gave me the knowledge to be able to choose a company that was a good company. All right. Because I learned to understand how the owners of the network marketing companies, like what they do and what they don't do, and whether they respect the representatives, people like us and you. And so a lot of times they were just in it to, run it up to a certain amount of sales, and then they would sell off the company or something. And so, so I learned a whole lot through that experience. And we just got off of a Zoom with the Partners Council call for PartnerCo, and Darren, our CEO, came on and he was showing us some numbers, and so I'm bringing it to you live almost. So our number of orders are up 42% year over year. Okay, so you would say last February to this February, we're up 42% in orders, 38% in consumer sales, 85% in brand partner enrollments, 90% in new customers, and 1,800% in the slenderized drops. That's just one of the products that we have. And so this is a clue, okay? And so I really recommend that you realize what you have in your hand and don't waste it. And the growth that we are seeing all over the world is tremendous. And what does that? What is it that creates this kind of growth? I'm going to walk you through it, because it's an individual who makes a decision, puts out a goal, and then does certain steps. Okay, that's really what it is. And I call this thing the pipeline. I don't believe that I've done a presentation in the last 10 years, no, 30 years, that I haven't shown this. And what it is that it is what every business in the world has to do. And so I call it the pipeline, and it's how all customers are acquired. And it starts over here with generating a lead, and then you contact the lead and you set an appointment for them to see a presentation. And then you follow up with that person, and they become a brand partner or they become a customer. You serve them and you make money. And if they say no, then you put them over in this category over here called not interested for now. And that right there is everything. Okay, so I can show you how every politician has to do this. I can show you that every college has to do this. Every church has to do this. Every like I think about doctors, and they set an appointment, right? Dentists, they set appointments, and they tell you what they're going to do, and that's called the presentation. If you want to go to a restaurant and you show up, the maitre d' is going to walk you over and sit you down at the table. Well, how did you find the restaurant? Well, you saw the building, and that is how they generated the lead. And so it's always this process. And so there was no way for me to find her if I didn't do this process. And so if a person doesn't want to get married, well, then they just don't do the pipeline, right? And so everything is the pipeline. So how do you do it though? Like what are the closer mechanics, if you will? So most people have a phone, and so inside the hand phone you have contacts, and so that would be one place to find people to generate leads. And then there is social media. There's postcards, so you can just send out postcards to people in your community. door hangers, events, magazines, news, anything, Facebook, Google Ads, whatever you want to do. There's, I don't know, what is it, 7 billion people on planet Earth? There's a lot of people out there. And so you can reach out to people through social media all over the world. And so then you just contact that person and set an appointment for them to see a presentation. And in that presentation, it can be a video, it can be a Zoom, it can be in a cafe, it can be in a home, it can be in an event, it could be in a clinic. Okay, so I have a team in Israel, and they have a whole lot of, like massage therapists and things like that who are distributing the products. And so that's what I talk about, why I talk about a clinic. And then you just follow up with them and find out what it is that they need and want, and what they don't want. And maybe if they don't want to do the business, it's okay. All right. I know my numbers. I know that I have to put 10 people in front of a presentation to have one person say yes. Okay. I hope you wrote that down, because this is the only thing that I know where you can fail 90% of the time and become a millionaire. That literally is the way that I think. And so the only time that I don't make money is when I don't do this. This thing is it. It's everything that I know. And so all right. So now, since everybody does this, where is the best place for your time? So why not be a doctor? Why not be a lawyer? Why not own a restaurant? Why not? Well, because it doesn't make as much money and you don't get to stay at home. And so I have done comparisons to almost every industry that I could acquire all of the numbers to be able to do the comparison. So PartnerCo versus a real estate agent, 11 times more people will earn $100,000 than if they were in real estate. PartnerCo versus YouTube influencers, 79 times more people will earn $100,000. PartnerCo versus actors, entertainers, and musicians, 14 times more people will make $100,000. PartnerCo compared to Amazon sellers, 2 times more people will earn $100,000, but there's a big caveat to that. And that is, you don't own the customer. You see, here's the thing, that network marketing is an industry, is one of the only industries that I know that you can go out and acquire a customer and it's your customer. Okay. And so there's so many affiliate programs out there and Amazon sellers and things, but Amazon owns the customer. You don't own the customer if you acquire that customer. And so that is the reason that Amazon is so valuable in the stock market, is because they own all the customers that everybody else acquires for them. And if you look at being a salesperson in any company, normally you don't own the customer. And network marketing is that industry that allows us to own our customers. So network marketing is not attacked because it's bad. It's attacked because it's better. So the people in the media rely on companies advertising with the television show. And so the people who are advertising are not giving the sales rep the customer. Okay, so the customer or the salesperson goes out, acquires a customer, and gives it to the company, like Procter & Gamble, let's say. They give it to them. They can make a commission, and then they give it to Procter & Gamble. And so we are attacked because none of those companies want their sales reps to find out about network marketing. And so they make it look bad. but it is the best industry, without doubt. And so my biggest thing is that, and I told you about it in the beginning, my biggest thing is that I wanted a family. I believe that the family is the central unit. And so when I was looking at jobs or things that I could do, and I would look at them and I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to find the queen of my dreams and I'm going to kiss her in the morning. And then I don't see her until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night. And I kiss her goodnight. Same with the kids. That didn't work for me. If I was going to find the queen of my dream, I wanted to be with her all day, every day. And so that was the reason that when I saw this industry, it really hit me. And so I said to myself, I remember the first meeting I was sitting in, there was a gentleman who he worked at the biggest medical facility in the world, and it was National Institutes of Health. And he was standing in front of me, and he was presenting skincare. It was actually hair care, and he said he made $88,000 this month. Now, this guy had 3 PhDs, but yet he's selling skincare and hair care. And I was like, why is he doing that? Like 1 PhD, it would be very hard to move out of what you have become a PhD in, but he had 3 of them. And so, but yet he was doing this. And that's when I was like, wow. And it hit me that this is the greatest industry that there is. And so you just have to find a really good company. And so this is a picture on our farm. And what I look at is these eyes in both of these boys. You see the calm in their eyes? That was my dream. I wanted my boys to live up on a farm where they knew where food comes from. It doesn't come from a grocery store. It comes from serving the soil and serving the chickens and serving the goats and all of the, that's where it comes from. And if you don't know soil and if you don't know animals, then you wouldn't be able to evaluate what's in the grocery store. And so that's really the root of it. And I remember this particular picture because we were outside, and this is our son. This is this guy here, and he was playing in this water. And my wife said, "Bubby, man, you're going to get your clothes all wet." And I thought, now that's the kind of kid trouble I don't mind. In other words, if boys are going to get into trouble, I'd rather them get into a trouble with a water puddle than anything else. And so then this right here, I took this picture, and this is a traffic jam. We had cows on the street. And this right here, we couldn't get down our driveway because of all the sheep that are out here on the drive. That's the road that we turn off on. And so we couldn't leave our house because of all the sheep. And so there's a lot of people down in the city that they're in a traffic jam in the car. And so I like this one. So this is our little piece of heaven. We live on a river in the mountains. That's our little guy. We have berry patch and we have orchard patch over here. Garden over on that side. And this is my wife. And the biggest sales thing I ever did was to get my wife from sunny Florida up into the mountains of Utah. And so what we ask of you is, what is your vision? And my wife always laughs at this little munchkin here. He's just a really happy, fun kid. And so, but so we ask, what is your vision? Because I'm gonna come off of this. I heard someone like with all of our boys, we like do puzzles with them, and so we like dump all of the puzzle pieces onto the floor, and we start arranging them to where, you know, all of them that have a straight line square, we know those are the corner ones, and so we start filling them in and everything. And there comes a time where you get a little bit confused. And what do you do when you get confused in a puzzle? You're going to pick up the box and you're going to look at the picture, and then you will be able to figure out where each puzzle piece goes. And so if you don't have a vision that's very clear to you, then you're going to fumble around. You're going to stumble because you don't have a clear picture. And so what I wanted us to do today is to just share with you that if you do the pipeline, you will get your puzzle. All right, because your vision and the pipeline is all that it really is. And so so that blessing, I hope that if you've got any questions, we'll answer them if I can.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Tim and Laura Sales, for sharing with us this amazing presentation. This is like a blueprint for us, just a guide for us to be able to get to that success that we're looking forward to, that growth. The pipeline, if you do the pipeline, you would be able to be clearly, you know, you see your vision. What is your vision, folks? What is your vision, partners? So in the chat box right now, let's see some of the questions that you would like this amazing couple to answer. What are the questions that you would like them to answer? I've seen some in the... So we're recording this. We will share it again. I see someone asking for the pipeline picture. We are recording this and we will share the recording immediately after this call.
And blessing, I can also send you the
Awesome.
slide, and so that then everybody can create your own pipeline.
Awesome. Awesome. I see Nick Papa's hands raised.
Thank you so much.
Nick Papas, you can unmute and ask your question while we look in the chat box.
Welcome, welcome Tim and Laura. We really appreciate your time to spend with us. We respect what you guys do, and me being in the industry for over 10 years, I follow you, and I've done the pipeline. I've zoomed the pipeline. I am the pipeline, and so I would like you to just share with everybody. There's a lot of couples in this industry, and often the pressure is one or the other. Now obviously you don't have that. So what is your secret that you can share with everybody so that your partner can support you, or the other way around?
Okay.
Is that a difficult?
So you mean the secret of working together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, when Tim and I first got together, one of the first things we did was talk to each other about what we both wanted in a relationship. And so when we were dating, before we got married, before we had kids, we had already discussed what we wanted. And one of the things Tim wanted, because at that time I worked in corporate America and I traveled all around for my job, and I loved my job and I loved what I did. and we had just started dating, and I at that point he was retired. He hadn't even come back into the industry yet to start the previous company, RX. And so we were just talking about our goals and our dreams and what we wanted for our life. And, you know, of course, a family and kids and all of that came up. And we just really looked at the goals that we had for our relationship, the goals we had for our future family. And we decided that the best thing would be for us to work together to build something that would support the lifestyle that we wanted. And when we looked at all the options in terms of starting our own business, you know, Tim at that point, he was, you know, he had training products that he was selling to network marketers generically. So we had different business options, but we got presented with the opportunity to come back and build. And we sat down and we looked at it and we really evaluated whether or not we wanted to do this or whether or not he wanted to build again, because he was retired at that point. And
Still receiving my check. So
yes, he still had his check from, you know, the previous company that he had built a long time ago. And so, but when we saw the opportunity of what was being presented to us with this company and the compensation plan and the field and just the Bill of Rights and the Founders Club and all of the things, we really thought that it was something that was going to give us that opportunity to do what we wanted to do together. And so I think to answer your question is that the couples have to be in alignment on their goals. And that's the successful action for any relationship, whether you're working together or not, is that you have to have common goals that you guys are both working towards together. Because if each person has their own individual goals and they're each going in their own direction, there's no common thing that you guys are doing together. And a relationship is a together, it's a unit, you know, the family is a unit, and you have your unit goals that you're working towards, and you can have personal goals as well. We both very much have our own personal goals, but when it comes to our family and our business, we're just in alignment, and we just make sure that we support each other. So he takes on parts of the business that I don't take on, and then I take on parts of the business that he doesn't take on. So we just really found our strengths and weaknesses in the business, and we take those on, and that's worked out really, really well for us.
if I can just add one little piece to that, is that we're not just business partners, we're also parent partners, right? So we have to get in alignment with how we're going to raise our kids, right? And so I said, okay, it says, confirm you're speaking Spanish. No, I'm not speaking Spanish.
No, just hit cancel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There's a thing that popped up that says, are you speaking Spanish? Maybe. So anyway, we have our own responsibilities. And so one of the things having to do with our kids is I said to her, I said, look, our kids is number one for you. Okay. So if she is in a confusion about something, then she already knows, because we both agreed that she's going to handle the kids if there's anything going on that she has to. Okay. So like I was saying, yes, she builds a business. Kid doesn't feel well, it's mom. Mom's going to handle that. Okay. And so we divide up our responsibilities, and so that one of us knows we are responsible for the main thing. And so that might be where she's going to support me on that, but I'm responsible for it. So when people are trying to, like, she generates her own leads, I generate my own, and I'm great with that. You know what I mean? So I'm never jealous of her, and she's never jealous of me. We are a unit. That is, you know, and I do most of the training side of it because I love the training. Hope that helps that question.
Awesome. Thank you. Nice.
Thank you so much, Laura and Tim. I think there's a question in the chat box from Dakpo. Why did you choose PartnerCo from amongst all
Anything
other
else?
company?
Many reasons. You would, I'm afraid that I would scare you all if I told you all of my analysis. Number one would be that the product line is in alignment with what I believe. And what that means is that there's only two ways that you can harm a human body, and that is to have a deficiency or to have toxins. And so when you have too many toxins, then it drags the body down and it kills cells. And on the other side of that, when you have a deficiency in nutrients, whether it be protein or whether it means vitamin A or vitamin E or any of them, then it kills a cell. And so if I were to just buy any old product out there and I didn't know the quality control, that there aren't toxins in them and that it's the very best product, then it wouldn't be true for me. All right. So it was one of the reasons why I ended up leaving one of my companies. I've only been in two companies. And so that is one thing, is that the product and the product set, like all of the products, have a common theme. And so it has detox and it has good nutrition. And so it's in alignment with what I believe about the human body and how you take care of it. And so that's number one. Number two, it would have to be that I have become so impressed with John and Darren. They are the most humble and smartest people I think I've ever met. And it's a joy to be around them because of their humility and because they're just genuinely smart and very curious about us, you know. And so it's just so that is that side. And then the compensation plan, we smoke everybody. Like it's I don't know if that translates, but it's just a faster car. It's just a better car. So the compensation plan pays out 50%, and that's a true partnership. And that is just a rarity in this industry when you have companies out there claiming that they pay 60%, but they really pay 39% because it's on the point value as opposed to a dollar, right? So we pay 50% on the US dollar. And so the compensation plan would have to be, you know, one of those. And we're sitting here right now with a debt-free $300 million company open in 58 countries. That is mind-blowing that it'll never happen again. All right. I can just say that right now. It'll never happen again because we have a China license. China hasn't given out a license for 12 years now. All right. So.
And I just want to say a little bit about the marketing side of things. So
yeah,
our chief marketing officer, Mark, is incredible. I've never seen a marketing team between him and Vivian and the whole team create a brand and a culture and a feeling and a vibe around a company like they have with PartnerCo, and to see what they've created in just the last year alone, and how the speed that they're going and the events that they're putting on, and in the website and the technology that they're coming out with in the future product lines. I mean, everything is just coming to a head where it's like we are literally on the brink of just utter complete momentum, straight up vertical. You saw the stats at the beginning of this call where we're just, even with just the little bit that they've done in the last year, our stats are just so high, and they're double, triple, quadruple what they were in the past. And even with us being around in this company for the last 12 years, we've never seen a based company. We are helping so many people with their health, and people are starting to take notice. There are big leaders from other companies that are not happy, and they're looking at PartnerCo, and the world is starting to watch us. And so you guys want to be on the front end of that and make sure that you're out there talking about it and you're promoting, because when it comes time for someone to join, you want them to look at you and want to join your business because they see what you're out there doing. And so that's what we're focusing on right now, is how can we get the word out about PartnerCo and about, you know, our products and how our success stories. You know, you guys have this opportunity, and we all have this opportunity in network marketing to share each other's content. So your wins are my wins are your wins. We're in this together. And so you guys are able to take all the success stories, weight loss success stories, health success stories, business success stories, and you're able to promote those in your own business, because we're all here together. And so we're just really excited about where PartnerCo is headed and create with this company. And we're excited for all of you guys to be a part of it as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
that's why we're in PartnerCo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
2
for
hours
sharing with
later,
us.
we conclude.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Laura. So a lot of the reasons you've shared, those are the reasons that should propel us and create the kind of momentum we want to see. Amazing positive results in the last 1 year, amazing leaders who truly love to help people. And all of the strategy and the plans that they put in place is to do exactly that. And like Laura just mentioned, remember, one of our goals for 2024 is to attract new teams. You want to be sure that those teams are coming into your team. Because I tell you, as I sit here, we're having a lot of meetings with leaders are coming in. You want to be certain that you're attracting those leaders into your team. All right. So we'll take just the last question, and then we'll allow Tim and Laura Sales to wrap up the call for the evening. Lizelle, I see your hands up.
There's also another question on the chat box from Yolandi. Blessing, please.
Okay, Neil. Go ahead.
Good evening, Partner Council. Good evening, guest speakers, and good evening, Blessing and Neo, and all the brand partners and visitors. Thank you for the opportunity. Amazing, very blessed by your story. Can see a lot of purpose in there. My question is, but on the technical side, in terms of building an organization, you know, what is your strategy, if I may call it that? I know it is a numbers game, it's duplication, it's find your 4, find your 2, find your this, find your that, but what would you say in terms of building your organization and placement is, give me a nugget.
Placement?
If you understand. Placement,
Yeah.
yes.
That's a big old question. Okay, so you can build any culture you want. All right. Some teams do parties, some teams do Zooms and things like that. All right. And all you have to make sure of is that in the center of whatever culture you build is the pipeline. Okay, if you can just remember that, because how do they get the 2? How do they get the 4? How do they get it?
Okay.
And so most
Okay.
of the time, people will walk right to the edge of the cliff and just never contact somebody. And so if I were to tell you the secret, and so that's the only way you're going to get somebody to break out of that fear. And I feel as though that the education system in America causes people to be afraid of failing. And I did a skit a couple of weeks ago in Panama City Beach, Florida, at Todd Rowland's event. And what I did is that I just basically I opened up I pulled out a handful of money, and I just peeled off $100 bill, and I said, okay, so I have some dice here, and if you roll a 5, I will give you $100. And so this lady comes up and she rolls the dice, and there wasn't a 5. And I go, do it again. And she looked at me like, what? I go, yeah, do it again. And so then she rolled the dice again, and she got a 5, and I handed her $100. And the whole room was utterly stunned. You see, in school, when they say, here's a test, a math test, and you got something wrong, you say, you missed, right? But in this business, the only time you ever fail is not doing the pipeline. That's the only time you fail. If that person says no, roll again. The only time you don't make money is when you stop doing the pipeline. Okay, that's when you stop making money. So the culture in how to build a team is to have the person really understand that it's movement across the pipeline. When I first started, it was 22 across the pipeline for me to get one person. I didn't have a story. I was a Navy guy. What did I know about skincare? What did I know about business? All of that. And so I just kept on doing the pipeline. Once I knew it was 1 out of 22, great, right? Who cares how many? If it's 1 out of 50, good. 100, 150, 200, just do that. And so the culture, I think, that is the best culture to build and how to build teams is get a group of people willing to do the pipeline, and then they end up creating the momentum that other people feel, if that person can do it, I can do it. That person can do it, I can do it. That's the culture, I believe.
Yeah.
Blessing, you're
Thank you
muted
so
again.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, team. I think we've had a lot of questions this evening. We will try to find time in future to invite Tim and Laura Sales again. We might not be able to take any more questions. We will just let them share with us some of their parting words for the team in Africa. With all of the challenges that we face in Africa, what would be your parting words to us as we continue to pursue our dreams of creating a better world where there is healthier lives and wealthier people in Africa and even cut across the globe? What would be your parting words to us?
That is so easy. This is network marketing. There is no reason that you couldn't sponsor Tim Sales or Laura Sales or Arlene Hutchinson or Anthony Moreland. You see, these people are in the United States, and you could have sponsored them, and you're going to be importing money into Africa. And this is the way that Africa can win the biggest, in my opinion. I try to get businesses in other countries, right? So China, Japan, Europe, I try to get business partners there. One of my most successful ever campaigns was proven business seeking Japanese speaking partner. I wrote that in English so that somebody who knows Japanese would read that ad. And that ad led me to somebody that I ended up sponsoring, that person who lived in New York. And then that person built all of Japan for me. And so you can do that. You can absolutely do that. And I think that allows Africa to import money. Okay. And so, and if it is in, somebody just put the greatest message ever in the chat. So Laura was pointing to it. Because that is really, I feel, how Africa can dominate PartnerCo, because Africa is a big country. And so if you start reaching out and building relationships with people, nobody likes spammers. I don't like spammers. You don't like spammers. But if you reach out and you build relationships with people, and a lot of times the best way to do that is to put somebody else's content in front of them. And so, you know, you grab any of the assets that are on Network Marketing Power YouTube channel and just forward it to somebody and say, hey, this is my business partner. Why not? You are my business partner. We're in PartnerCo. So we're better together. And by the way, she was the one that came up with that phrase, better together.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tim, for that final nugget. And Laura, it is so great to know that you came up with that phrase. I absolutely love that phrase. It resonates so well with us and what we do in PartnerCo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tim. It's been a great and amazing evening with Tim and Laura Sales. My name again is Blessing Evett, Ed Business Development. And don't forget, I have on the call with me Neo Ntunyai, my colleague in South Africa. It's an amazing to be on this call. Neo, Tim, have a beautiful evening. You can unmute and say your goodbyes. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Tim and
Good
Laura.
evening.
everybody.
Thank
Let's go.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Love you, team.
We've got another call starting
Bye.
exactly now. See you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Tim. Bye. Bye, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It was
We
so
are
much fun.
honored.